everyone, my name is Sharia. Welcome to this video. It's going to be my reading journal touch-up for the middle of the year. This is going to be me just like going through and filling out a lot of the spreads that I've made just like for book tracking. But then I also am going to do spreads for specific books that I gave 5 stars to, and a few different ones for a series. I did film this over the course of a couple weeks, so you'll see my nail color change, my rings change, you'll see my candle change. So hopefully that's not too big of a deal, but I had to like pace myself. And yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we are starting with a flip through with my extremely chipped nails. And so this is my anticipated TBR. These are the books that I want to read at some point in the year, and so I just kind of plan ahead for them. So I'm writing the books that I wanted to read for August because that's when I filmed this. And these pages represent books that I wanted to get to that were old on my TBR, and then books that are new releases. So I'm pointing out books that I did get to that I liked. And here is my book tracker. So I'm just filling out the spreads and updating on some of the books that I've read here. This is just my first page for my book tracker. I have now officially started on the second page of this. Moving on to my author tracker, I read a bunch from Sarah J. Maas this year. And here I am fixing a mistake that I made on my manga tracker. I also needed to create a page for my manga awards. Alright, let's fill out my book bingo. I had filled out a lot more prompts than I thought that I would so far. In fact, I am actually kind of sure that I hit a bingo, but one of them is kind of like the line's a little bit blurry on if I hit it or not, so I didn't go ahead and mark it just yet. So it is time for the book spreads. Now, I am not an artist, and this is also my first time working with gouache. It was a learning experience. We'll just say that. But I'm just making some spreads for books that were really standouts for me. So books that were 5 stars or series that I really enjoyed. This one right here is Comfort Me with Apples, and I tried to make the spread similar to the book cover. And I'm doing all of my painting first, and then I go back at the end and add all the pictures and everything. Here, this was for Gods of Jade and Shadow, which was a kind of Art Deco style, and I really shouldn't have used gouache for it. We'll just say that. I definitely could have used markers for sure, but I think I wanted to get more experience with the gouache, so yeah, that's why I did that. And then here I am doing a Legendborn one, which the colors for Legendborn are red and blue, and so I just wanted a big red and blue splash. And I wanted to show you my snack, which is chile limon, Lay's, hot Cheetos, and pickles. And yeah, I've been eating it a ton lately. Delicious. Highly recommend. That purple splash is for the Dare. The colors of that cover are purple and black, and then this swirly line is for Happy Place by Emily Henry. Now, I like the kind of paint strokey look that it ended up having, but I will tell you that I did end up going over that pink because it didn't match the cover quite as much, but I did have a watercolor that matched it. This is a weird sequence of pages. Now this one was for Crescent City, and I just did random shit all over, and I love it, actually. Not because it looks all that good, because it doesn't, but I love it because it reminds me of the book and how there's just so much going on. So yeah, I'm somehow strangely proud of myself. And I also did another page for House of Sky and Breath. I haven't read it yet, but I know that I want to put some different like art and pictures on there as well. I don't think this part's very exciting to watch, but here's me making some like gold clouds for Fourth Wing. And then I went back over it and added some sort of metallic-y watercolor. So we've established I'm not an artist. I know you can tell that by now, but I ended up messing up really, really bad on my ACOTAR one. And so I went back over it with some black construction paper, and here I am just like tracing it to size. So I created this mountain range along the bottom, which is a symbolism for Remiel in the book. And I added some stars, and I added different paint splashes that represent the colors of the books, and I ended up loving the way that it came out. By the way, don't mind my right hand here. I just get joint pain, and so I was wearing this like compression glove thing. By the way, I didn't add the color for A Court of Frost and Starlight because I just don't feel like that book is very important at all. But here I am doing an extremely fancy technique of using my finger and some of the white gouache and just kind of flicking it to get little paint splatters everywhere so it looks like stars. And you can see underneath, this was my original design for ACOTAR, and I'm leaving it in here so you can see how fugly it was and how much I improved. And here I am just cutting out some fan art and just different like pictures and stuff that I found on Google Images. So much of this day was me just deciding where do I want to put all these pictures at. And here I am adding the titles. I'm using the same font that I normally use on this spread just to tie everything together with that same bronze pen. And then I'll do a highlight word with a black fine liner with cursive. And I added a little bit of sort of this dotted border. I do that here and there for the spreads. I just feel like it looks kind of vintagey and cool, so it fits with the theme. And then it adds some more decoration. I'm cutting the border of that black construction paper just so it matches a little bit better. And I want to warn you, I have extreme spoilers coming up for ACOTAR series. I'll put a timestamp so you can skip. And I wanted to write the title along the bottom there because, I don't know, I just love the way that it ended up looking. And I wrote the word series in some white gel pen. And then of course I went through and added these shiny bronzy 3 stars along the top of the mountain, which is also important in the books as well. Now it's time for Legendborn. The way this bronze Sharpie looks along this paint splatter is probably my favorite thing in this whole journal. And I wanted my spread for the Dare to be kind of dark, a little bit grungy, just because that's the vibe of these books. So the Dare, look, I'm not recommending it to anybody, wink wink. I'll just say check like the content warnings and everything. This is it's just straight up smut. It's erotica, it's just terrible, and I give it 5 stars. So I went through here and I'm just making outlines around the clouds so that it's in the style of the illustration on the cover. And I know you're looking at the top of these pages at these beautiful big black paint strokes, but look, I was trying to make shadows and it didn't work, so I just gave up. Also, this fan art has major spoilers, major Fourth Wing spoilers. Leave now if you don't want to be spoiled. There's also going to be some spoilers for Crescent City series in about 3, 2, 1. I've actually gone through now and added sort of a drop shadow around House of Earth and Blood because it didn't pop enough for me. And now we have our final flip through. So the journal in the beginning is going to look the same as it did last time, of course, except everything's just going to be a little bit more filled out. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this video came a little bit late, but hopefully you still enjoyed it. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and take care. Bye.